Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on into the Life Update 3. It's going to be a little different than the other two that you may or may not have seen. What's going to happen with this video is the first part is just going to be just very brief life updates. I don't imagine I'm going to spend more than about 10-15 minutes on that. And then the second part will actually be kind of going through some channel updates for both my channel as well as the Digital Kingdom channel and kind of reacting to Digital Kingdom's life update video that was released pretty recently, I would say, at this time. And there's a couple things I want to chime in on, maybe say my piece on, and just, I guess, maybe go from there with it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. So first and foremost, I want to go ahead and start off by saying that my job, role, and title are completely different than what I initially thought it was going to be. I think in the life update 2, I had mentioned that it was something along the lines of doing, just basic IT support where, people call in and it's your job to kind of diagnose and figure it out. However, my job is actually not that. Also in the life update 2, I did say that the scope of the role may change, just kind of based on what they saw off my resume. And that is very true. I am no longer, like an IT help desk person. I am actually a quote-unquote SecOps engineer. Basically what that means is I get to use my cybersecurity degree and actually really get to use it. So if you don't know, I graduated with a Bachelor's of Science in Cybersecurity about a few months ago, about half a year ago, more or less now. For me, I think this job has really kind of allowed me to sink my toes into it a little bit because what I do is basically it's my job to send patches to computers and figure out sort of what's happening with certain computers based on a tool that takes in all of the data that is being used throughout the company, and it basically gives it to me and it says, okay, here's what's wrong, here's how you can fix it. Otherwise, it's up to you to figure out how to fix that. And that's pretty much what I've been doing. Basically just sending out patches to computers that need it and really just kind of working with those systems to make sure that they are quote unquote secure, as a cybersecurity person should. And it's been good. It's been very great. Like I said, it is a temp job. However, I am very optimistic because it does sound like they want to keep me on and they want to expand the job role a lot more. Because what I found out is that there's only 3 people on the SecOps engineer team. And that's throughout all the country, or throughout the entire globe. Because we have myself, my team lead, which we're both based in America, and then we have a third guy who is based out in London. So that begs the question of, okay, we only have 3 guys on this team, and we're supposed to manage like a little over 2,000 computers. Like, that's a shit ton, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is a lot. For me, I'm still trying to stay optimistic in terms of like, okay, I think they're gonna bring me on full time. They're probably not just gonna, use me until my contract is up or whatever, and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, we don't need you anymore. So I'm just keeping my fingers crossed and hoping that's gonna be the case. Otherwise, I'm kind of gonna be in a rough spot for sure. But however, like I said, I'm feeling very optimistic because they're adding more in terms of what it exactly is I'm gonna be doing, right? Because, for these past 2 months, I've basically been, just pushing patches to computer. If somebody needs a Google Chrome update, I send that through a tool that we use. If somebody needs like a Windows updates, I send those through, and that happens every month, usually on the second Tuesday. Microsoft has a thing called Patch Tuesday, but that's besides the point. But pretty much that's basically all I've been doing, and I've kind of been learning other little bits and pieces of things on the side. And recently, within the past couple of weeks, I've been able to go ahead and actually get a little more in-depth knowledge in terms of other things that the company is using. Like recently we bought 2 pretty big security tools that we're going to be using extensively. So I've already been using one very much kind of in my day-to-day tasks. There's another one that I guess is more of a UK company thing, and they're kind of working with that and sort of getting all that set up for us. But yeah, no, I mean, I think overall it's been good. It pays nice. I just sit at a desk all day. Does it get boring at times? Oh god, absolutely, but I'm not complaining, I'd rather have a desk job personally than, be on my feet 8 hours a day. So, I mean, I'll take what I can get with that. I'm definitely not complaining. But, job's been good. I'm just glad that, the role has actually changed from what I thought it was originally. And I'm just happy that, it's a thing where everything seems to be good So I'm very happy with that. Next thing I want to quickly bring up is the fact that I think we have finally officially got settled into our new apartment. It's been about a month now, and I wanted to go ahead and kind of hold off because there were a lot of looming issues that I feel like even to this day, unfortunately, still have not been fixed. I know there was like a big infestation problem here, but we pretty much took care of that. There's like a bunch of roaches and spiders and shit like that because I'm assuming this apartment has been vacant for about a good few months probably, and you know they never got a pest control team around to take care of that. So I ended up just getting like 3 bottles of Raid and like roach bait, kind of laid it around. If I see any bugs, I just spray that Raid on them, and pretty much call it a day. So it was pretty much a do-it-yourself kind of situation. And then of course, you know, we have some problems with the toilets. They still work for the most part, but I just have to I have to twist like a little knob inside of the water level meter, I think, in order to make that shit work properly at some points. And then we have a dishwasher that doesn't even fucking work, and they haven't done shit about that. So I'm a little pissed off about that. And then yeah, I don't know. And then our hot water valve on not on the dishwasher, our hot water valve on the washer for clothes, that wasn't working, so we had to get someone out there to actually fucking fix it. And then the hot water breaks down, and it's like, oh my god, yeah. So basically just stuff happened as we were trying to get settled in, and it was fucking annoying. But now I think we've hit a point where it's like, okay, we finally got everything unpacked. The apartment is looking pretty nice, and personally, the little things I would say are not as bad as they once were, but I wish they were taken care of before we moved in, because this apartment at first was not moving ready. It is what it is. You know, we're living here. I'm happy. We're all good. So I will personally take what I can get with that. All right. And then that brings me to my third small point. So my wife's pregnancy. So I know there were a few people who actually did not know I had a wife. And I know there's a lot of new people coming in because I've been streaming recently. I'll get to that later. But yeah, so my wife's pregnancy is going smoothly. It's going pretty good. Again, I think she's still due early April. So that gives me about 3-ish months to kind of bang away at this stuff and really kind of try to maybe pre-record more videos and try to squeeze in more streams when possible, and you know, just kind of see what happens, because obviously I do predict that obviously my attention is going to have to be more focused on my newborn daughter than any of this other stuff, right? So yeah, you know, I just kind of want to make everyone aware of that, and sort of understand that that is going to be the potential future, and just kind of want to make everybody aware of that. If it just so happens I kind of start slowing down on live streams, slowing down on videos in general. Yeah, so you know, that's the reason. But yeah, no, wife's pregnancy is going good. Everything with that is good. So I'm happy. I'm very excited, and I know the rest of my family is too. Like I said, it was gonna be a super short update on everything, but no, it's good news all around, and I'm very happy. I'm very blessed that things kind of seem to work themselves out, kind of as life went along. So that was good. That was very good. All right, so we'll be going on to the second portion of the video here. So in front of me, I have a life update, which obviously is by Digital Kingdom. This was a pre-recorded, or well, this was a live stream that I edited myself and I put on the channel because I felt it was important to try to condense that down into the important points. What I'm going to do is I'm basically going to go ahead and play certain parts. I'm going to play like one section. I'm going to talk about it, give my input, and then we'll move on to the next part. So without further ado, let's just get on right into it.
As many of you don't know, I work at Walmart. Haha. Retail, I know. I recently got a position that made me kind of have to step away from doing YouTube. This position really kind of fucked with, well, even Chance getting a job, like our whole what's the right word for this? Ever since the last video we recorded, our lives have been, if you want to go watch Chance's video, if you haven't already, go give it a watch. He's really good at explaining what's going on with him, and I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of what he's going, that's for him to get. But for me, the reason why there haven't been any solo videos, which I know this year kind of has been, I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty of what he's going, that's for him to get. But for me, the reason why there haven't been any solo videos, which I know This year kind of has been a rough year for the channel, which we you know, we kind of wish it wasn't such a rough start for, rough year. Nonetheless, it was a good year. But with me, it's the new position I got at Walmart kind of made me have to take like really time away from doing anything online. But overall, handling 2 jobs is has like put a lot of stress on me recently, especially coming into wanting to do YouTube full time, which we're still trying to do. We just need to have the time to sit down and, you know, record. It's been kind of rough, honestly, having Walmart and then this PC company job has kind of like made me, I wouldn't say depressed. I'm not gonna go. I wouldn't, but more or less of like not wanting to record, or I also have just had no time to do it because by the time I get home, like right around 11, is usually when I get home. I just want to go to bed.
Yeah, that's just how life goes. Unfortunately, look at me. I've already got a full-time job that's 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So that already cuts out basically 5 of those days more or less to really sit down and do that kind of stuff. And obviously with John, with him having 2 jobs, that's a big time commitment, dude. It's just a lot, and I don't blame him for that. He's doing what he needs to do. He's getting his money, nothing wrong with that. And I think later on, I think he'll talk about goals, and I kind of want to talk about that a little more in depth when that comes around. But I think overall, though, I think for the channel, it was a pretty decent year, despite all things that happened.
The plan is for next year, coming 2025, that plan is to record more. I really want to be able to record enough videos to have 2 videos come out weekly is my goal for 2025. So we can have a video either Monday and Friday, or we can have it Wednesday and Friday. I don't know yet, but the goals for that, because we don't even have videos coming out anymore, I don't think, anyway. Chance did mention in the Discord, yeah, he said unfortunately we have no videos for next week. So we really, December is, yeah, we have nothing coming out. So the whole month of November or December is, we just have nothing unless me and him record, which we are planning to tonight. But I know I don't know if he has goals, to be honest. I don't know if he wants to set goals for the channel. But if we are going to set some goals, because this year we kind of did bad.
So I kind of want to pause here because I think ultimately I do have to disagree again with, this year was a pretty decent year for the channel. I think there were some things we definitely could have done better in, for sure. But I think overall, I think this probably has been our strongest year so far. Now, granted, we've only been doing this for about 2 years, with hopefully many more years to come. But I think overall, I think it's been a good year. Again, with the 2 videos a week, like he mentioned. I think it's possible. However, I think there has to be that understanding of, actually putting in that work, because I can do it. I have time to edit. The only problem is that me and John, unfortunately, have not been able to record for a little bit because, again, just of differing time zones, of differing lifestyles too. You got to remember, I am a morning person. That's why you see me up typically streaming at like 6:15 in the morning my time. John is not up at that time. If he is, he somehow stays up and then he goes the hell to bed. And again, I think part of it is just due to his job. He usually works kind of the evening shift. So like, I'd say maybe like 5 to 11, for example, and then by that time, I'm already in bed, and again, like I said, John is just not a morning person, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the differing lifestyles and sort of that confliction there that I think is making that very hard. And because of that, I emphasized to John, and I'm pretty sure I already emphasized it in my other videos, it's like, hey, I have all the time in the world to edit on my own because I have that time in the morning to do that. And I will always put the Digital Kingdom channel first, absolutely, because that is our pride and joy, and that is what I myself would like to focus on. Because again, my channel is just a place for me to sort of dick around, fuck around, do what I want. But with the Digital Kingdom channel, that's something I pride myself with. I think probably it has some of the best work, at least in my opinion, that I've done editing-wise. I guess what I'm really trying to say is I do have the time to edit, and I will absolutely make sure of that. But what it comes down to, John needs to find time just to sit down and just crank out solo videos. That is, I'd say, the only way this is only going to be possible. Because again, I can throw up my own videos. I have inscription videos that are kind of being thrown out currently just to sort of give us padding. I can do that. I have no issue with that if that is the case. But again, this is John's channel. We are a team, but again, John owns this channel, Digital Kingdom. I want him to be obviously the forefront of this channel. Like I said, maybe it could be a thing where, you know, if me and him both go full time with YouTube, I could see this being much easier. But again, you know, life happens, shit happens. You know, like I said, I can edit whenever and I can try to get it back and I can get it turned around, try to get that turned around as soon as possible for him. But he has to make more solo videos. He has to carve out, you know, the days that he's off, because he has 2 days off usually. So I would say at least try to just knock out 3 videos or something like that, you know, carve out some kind of time that you can do that, you know, because that's the only way I can see us making that goal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that is the only feasible way that's even going to happen. So, but yeah, I'll give more in-depth responses, I guess, to some of the goals that he's wanting to set with that as well, but we'll continue on.
I mean, this year we did not do as much as we wanted to. Especially me. I know I wanted to go above and beyond this year for this channel and get it real poppin'. Like we wanted, like, I think in 1 month we had 2 videos come out each week, which was kind of nice. Like, that wasn't that bad. So there's 2 goals in mind that I have for next year. So we don't look back at this year and be like, you know, this year was kind of ass. The one is to record more videos, and then 2 is to stream a lot more than we are right now. Like, streams should be like a weekly basis. I kind of want to do. Well, I wouldn't say weekly, because maybe bi-weekly, like every 2 weeks we'll have a stream. These are just goals, by the way. These aren't gonna be like a foretold.
Yeah, so like I said, I think those goals are very much doable. Again, I think the bare minimum we could still keep going with for videos is 1 video a week. I think we can do that. And John wants to bump it up to 2. I think that's doable, but John has to pick up on his part too. He's got to do more solo videos. He has to, you know, just send me things that I can work with, because I can always guarantee to him, whenever you send something to me, I will guarantee that it gets done within the first 2 days that you send it to me. Fully edited, fully completed. It's just up to you in terms of whether or not you okay it and if there's anything else that you want in there. I think John does bring it up, and it's like, again, I think it was a good year. There was so much stuff that happened. It was just crazy. You know, I don't think either of us were really anticipating this shit happening. It's just hard with everything going on, you know. All we really have to do is just have John do more solo videos. I think that's really the only way that I can see these goals being actually done, you know. And, you know, I'm gonna let him know, you know, because it sounded like he did have stuff in the works, although I myself have not seen anything. I haven't heard anything about it. But again, I don't blame him. He works 2 jobs. He's a busy man. It is what it is, you know? Like, you know, I think it's fair to say that both me and him don't always have YouTube in the forefront of everything. It shouldn't be, you know? We have things that we got to take care of, but I would like to see those goals come to fruition. I want to see us succeed in any shape and form possible with this stuff. But again, you know, it really just comes down to, you know, really trying to put in that work, put in that time and effort, which hopefully with John, I'm hoping he's able to find that time and do it on his terms. So that way he's going at this from the angle of, hey, I want to do this. I have the energy to do it. Let's put 110% effort into this because I want to, not because, oh, I need to do this, you know? And I think there's a very big distinction between that. Between all that. So yeah, you know, obviously I try to encourage him as best as possible with it, but again, you know, he's got his stuff going on, and you know, I can't fault him for that. I'm not going to blame him for that. He's a busy man. He's working 2 jobs. He's got other shit that he's taking care of, and I respect it, you know, real shit, you know. And then in terms of the live streams, that is definitely something that we've kind of faltered on. And I think as well, part of it in my head is, at least from my own experience streaming, it feels really nice to be playing with people. It really does. It helps kind of community engagement, but it also just it fosters new relationships and really kind of it's just better overall, you know? Obviously, there are some games that are single player and are very, very good, you know? Not to, you know, discredit those games or whatever, but there are some games out there that if you try to play it by yourself, it just doesn't hit the same, you know? And I feel like I'm kind of falling into the same pit trap with that when I'm playing Call of Duty Zombies, you know? With Black Ops 6, you know, it's so much better with playing with people, but it's just like, I'll maybe play like 1 or 2 games of zombies on Black Ops 6, and it's like, yeah, I don't know, like it's just not as fun to me, you know? I don't know, maybe I'm just growing up and kind of growing out of it, but I think that's sort of why he's kind of slowed down on doing live streams and, you know, doing solo videos, just because I think it's easier to work off of other people to make more engaging content and just have a better time overall, you know? Instead of, you know, just sitting in the start corner and just playing a game by yourself. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but at least for me, that's kind of how it's been feeling, and that's why I've been trying to find games that other people can join in on. Like, I know the Rise of Nations streams that we've been doing, those have been super fun on Roblox. Those have been absolutely amazing, and I'm very grateful to those who showed me the ropes and those who do join in, because it's a fun experience, you know? And I think with John, I think that same mentality is there as well. But, you know, again, it kind of comes with it comes with that idea of, you know, again, I'm not always going to be there. So I want John to be able to either figure out something else, you know, maybe go the multi-stream route and maybe try to branch out to other games. So that way you have a bigger audience to kind of play with, you know? Like, I recently have a Minecraft server made. I haven't made it public yet, but I have an Eternal server that works with both Java and Bedrock players. So whenever I get that up and booted, I'll just throw the IP into Discord or something, and people can join and play with me live. Like, so you kind of have to get creative with that, I think. And you know, you sort of have to be able to adapt to those kinds of things, because obviously I think it's amazing whenever me and John are able to play together. It's like, it's an experience like no other in my opinion. But again, I have my own things going on. He has his own things going on. Time conflictions obviously are going to be a very big part in this, and I'm just not always going to be available to record, you know, and live stream with him. And I think ultimately, I think for him it's definitely doable. Bi-weekly is absolutely doable. But again, I think it just comes down to him really finding that time and having the drive and the want to do that, you know, because that's a whole other beast that we're tackling here. But yeah, I mean, I guess to wrap it all up in a neat bow, I think it's possible. It's just, I think, at least on John's side, I think it's finding that time to be able to, you know, really sink his teeth into making more solo videos. And I would say better planning out the streams and sort of planning that out better, I guess. And I'm absolutely available, John. If you are watching this video, I'm absolutely more than willing to help you out with whatever you need. But like I said, unfortunately, I'm not always going to be around, but I want to help you get set up for success with that, you know? So, I mean, of course, if you got any questions, absolutely ask me. Yeah, we'll just we'll go ahead and move on from that. I think I've spent a little bit too long on that, but we'll continue on.
Other than that, I mean, my life has been crazy this past few months with the whole position upgrade, and then having the second job kind of get a little bit out of hand, and then having, you know, me, you know, having a little bit of, I wouldn't say depression, a little more of, you know, kind of just feeling down and stuff. It took a lot away from what I wanted to do with recording. A lot of that, I don't want to bring it into next year. I want to be kind of, you know, next year I want to be like, yeah, we're going to record, we're going to stream, we're going to be playing games, stuff like that. It has just been a wild ride this year.
Yeah, no, and I mean, again, you know, I think that kind of ties back into my previous points where it's like, I know it's been rough for John, especially with 2 jobs, you know, and I know he wants to kick ass next year, which I'm hoping we can, you know. And, you know, again, I'm here if you need support. Just, you know, we'll kick ass next year, but I think we just need to, figure out a better plan of attack with this, so that way we're meeting all the goals that we want to meet and just kind of go from there with it.
This channel, I think, started off really, really good last year, or not last year, this year, with how many videos we've done this year, which we almost did fill our goal this year, which is post a video every week. I think that was one of our goals this year, was to at least have a video each week. But from Yeah, December 2nd was our last post from what we have. So unfortunately, we may not be able to fill out that goal. But out of the whole year, I'm pretty sure we did pretty fucking good this year. Like, I don't think we started double uploading too on August, or not August, sorry, April. April was I think our big month where we started posting Friday and Saturday, it looks like. Because we would have a video come out Friday, and then the other video would come out Saturday. So, and that's when the Poppy Playtime stuff came out too. So that was a real big month for us. I think another goal was to stream a little bit more than we did last year, but I personally don't think we achieved that goal. It's just kind of disappointing. Also, we're almost at 250. Let's go. But I kind of wish we completed the video goal. That's really what kind of is irking me, I guess, because we missed the whole last day, or we're gonna miss pretty much the rest of this month. Yeah, I mean, honestly, to be fair, even though we didn't reach the goal of the videos, I love how we did what we did.
Yeah, I want to quickly pause it. So John is technically right to an extent. I'm at least for me, I like to bend the rule a tiny bit. So even though we technically didn't fill out the entire year with at least one video a week, you do have to remember, back in April of this year, we did release 2 videos a week. If we were to push those, we would have made the goal, you know? So it really depends, at least to me, it's a matter of perspective. Like, officially, on paper, yes, we don't have a video every single week. However, from my perspective, I think it was a thing where if we didn't double upload in April and we just kind of held onto those videos and kind of pushed them, that would probably get us to the end of the year, you know? I mean, it really depends on how you want to look at it. I'm kind of giving ourselves a little bit of leeway here with this, but maybe some other people may disagree. But at least for me, that's how I see it personally. But I don't know. I just feel like we shouldn't be super hard on ourselves right now, because again, at this current moment in time, we are sitting at 251 subs, so we actually did pass 250, which is quite good. Again, I feel like the expectations with the channel this small are very small, but I know in our heads we want to make sure that we're doing everything that we can. And you know, we do this because we want to. We do this because we enjoy it, you know? We're not really out here chasing retention and numbers, you know? If you like the content, you'll stick around for us, you know? Kind of idea, but otherwise, you know, it is what it is, you know? Or I like YouTube just because I like creating things and putting it out there for people to see. And, you know, if it does well, hey, it does well. But if not, it is what it is, you know? Obviously, that mindset may change once it actually turns into a full-time job. But, you know, again, for right now, it is a hobby that is striving to be something better. I think is probably the best way that me and John can put it right now. But let's continue on.
Because, like, this was super fun. I mean, plus, I think our editing is getting a lot better from what we were. Like, if you go back to like a year ago, I think our editing really has improved. Plus, I mean, our thumbnails have been, like, honestly, out of anything, I think our thumbnails have been the biggest improvement. There's also, I think the amount of solo videos I'm kind of pissed off about too. I don't think there's many solo videos. Plus, Chance also, by the way, the fact that he makes these playlists, by the way, is fucking hilarious. He doesn't put them all in just one single video. He makes the playlists of them. Yeah, okay, thumbnails. Yeah, I think out of anything, our thumbnails has like improved real big. Like I feel like out of anything, like our thumbnails, I mean, these are kind of plain, but these were fun as hell. I want to go back and we might go back tonight and like replay these. We'll see.
Okay, first of all, fuck you. But second, the reason I do that is because you never know when there's going to be like another video about something, you know? Like I could see us, for example, like on screen right now, I could see us maybe going back to Pressure potentially, and obviously we'll have more Minecraft Lucky Blocks. I can understand, like, you know, the Creepy Waves FM series, like that was one video, and maybe like that Midnight Station down there, and I think Flathead, that one was. Like I get that, you know? But I don't know, for me, I just like to keep it organized, because you just never know when you're going to go back to something and it's like, oh, you know, we already have a playlist for this. Let's just pop that bad boy in there, you know? So like, for example, Inscription. It's been over basically a year since we've done a video on that, and here I am making more Inscription videos for the channel. So, I mean, I get it. but I don't know. To me, it's just something I do. But yeah, no, I do agree when John says that I think the editing and the thumbnails have definitely been a big improvement. I'm just glad that, you know, I've taken the time to really kind of try to do different things with different videos and sort of really try to put all of my best effort into this stuff, because I make the thumbnails myself. So it's nice to know that John thinks that the thumbnails definitely have been improved a lot. So that's a very big compliment. I do appreciate that, as well as the editing, because I do feel like I put in, I don't want to say a decent amount of time, but I put in a good amount of time of, you know, trying to make sure that everything's all good, and I try to do it within a good time frame, I would say. You know, I don't like to spend too long on something, because at that point it just feels like a sludge fest, you know. But no, I appreciate it. It does feel good to know that, you know, there is improvement in both of those areas, so that's really cool.
But this year, I really wish I did a lot more solo videos. So the plan was for me to do a lot more solo videos, because, you know, Chance isn't always gonna be here, which is I mean, he literally has his own fucking channel. Not to be, you know, mean or anything, but he has his own channel. He has his videos. Like, see, he did his stream. He's done, like, see, so he's done a lot of, you know, he's done a lot of stuff. But I really wish I recorded a lot more solo videos.
And yeah, I mean, you know, I think, again, and we've already talked about this previously, but I think it's good that there's that acknowledgement of like, yeah, I need to do more with that. And yeah, you know, again, I've already talked to him about it. But again, you know, my priority is always going to be the Digital Kingdom channel first before I ever do anything with my channel. Will there be days when I wake up and, you know, I see everything's been finished and I'm like, okay, you know, today's going to be a live stream day for my channel? Absolutely. You know, but of course, if there is work that needs to be done for the Digital Kingdom channel, that is absolutely going to be the first priority for me every single time whenever anything YouTube related comes around. I will always choose editing a YouTube video over doing like a live stream for my channel or working on a video for my channel, because I want all the attention to go to this. Now, some people may break off and go to my stuff. That's fine. You know, I have no problem with that, obviously. But ideally, part of the reason why I do my live streams and do my videos is so that way people can click on me and be like, oh, okay, you know, this guy's an editor for this channel here, the Digital Kingdom channel. Let me go check that out, you know? It's a way for me to kind of do what I would like to do, but also help see if I can steer more traffic to this channel and just kind of go from there with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think ultimately that's part of the reason why I kind of have my own stuff as well, just to do what I like to do. And it's sort of like a subtle nod being like, hey, you should go check out the Digital Kingdom channel as well if you like my stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I feel like pretty much that was the main stuff that got hit on. And of course, I will leave a link in the description if you want to watch this for yourself. Again, it's a Life Update Plus channel discussion by Digital Kingdom. I would highly recommend that you guys check it out. Obviously, I skipped around in this, but if you want to watch the full video, absolutely do it. I think it's very good, and I feel like it's very informative in terms of what's really kind of been happening. I appreciate those who do stick around and do give me that support. Thank you for sticking through the Life Update. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one.